Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ALGS channel. Hope you guys are all doing well and having a great day so far. We've got a lot to dive into and discuss in today's video with Roster Mania not only now beginning, but also we've got a new change at the Battlfy website just added. It's going to bring a lot of content out. I'm excited to add this into our daily videos that we do over here. It's honestly going to be a good daily recap anyways, so that you guys can stay up to date with all things in the world of ALGS. Very excited about this, but then also some changes coming to Apex that seem to be in a testing phase that could definitely shake up the way that ALGS is played. And then also we've got to talk about scrimmages that are back with international teams involved. Now these are a little scuffed, but we do want to bring some storylines into this so that as we approach LAN, we can see if those storylines still hold up. Obviously the exit storyline did not hold up because they really did well in scrims whenever they made the roster change, but sadly couldn't finish it off in the pro league. So we'll see how this one gauges as well. So first off, wanted to make mention of this. If you guys want to stay up to date, all things Apex esports related, like, subscribe, let's get into it. So scrimmages are back, and I made mention of this. These are international scrims. So scrimmage number 1 that they hosted, and I do like that these are earlier in the day, so you know I can kind of record these a little bit earlier too, so I don't have to worry about catching these last minute. But Elevate and Dark Zero, top 2 teams are North American teams again, and then you go into Legends Gaming, which is an APAC South team. However, they are already proven themselves in times past, right? 3rd place at the World Championship last year. We know that this roster is capable of great things, but it's North America in the top 4, 3 teams of those: Oxygen Esports in 4th, then Serenity in 5th, 2 Rats, 1 Controller in 6th, 07 in 7th, Fnatic in 8th, Cloud9 in 9th. How ironic is that? 07 and 7th, Cloud9 and 9, and LG in 10th place as well. So unfortunately, APAC North did not have a good showing in this one, at least for LAN Scrim number 1. Does it continue in LAN Scrim number 2? Well, sort of. SSG in number 1, which by the way, I heard Hal was playing with SSG. So yeah, this storyline is a little crazy because 112 for that score is quite wild. Legacy in 2nd though, Aurora in 3rd. Good to see the EMEA scene showing up, and then 07 as well in 4th place. LG in 5th, Elevate in 6th, Reject Winnie, obviously APAC North in 7th, Dark Zero in 8th, Oxygen in 9th, and Passion in 10th. It honestly so far does look very heavily towards NA. However, I have heard that they're also playing on North American servers, and it's just bad ping for those other guys, so it looks like it's pretty biased right now for North America. So it kind of makes sense, and hopefully there's a little bit better of a situation that they can approach in the coming weeks as we get serious international scrims coming up pretty shortly. TSM also made a mention. I thought this was funny. It seems to be a very common occurrence for TSM. They start off with a new patch, they struggle a little bit, but then they adapt, and everybody's like, oh, okay, these guys they're done, they're cooked, their luck's run out, they're over. Hal makes a sad tweet, looks like, man, these guys are really chalked. Then TSM wins the event, then a new update comes back around, they suck again, they have to fix it up, but they always seem to get it done. Also wanted to make mention of this brand new change that they just added to the Battlfy website. This was the League Ops manager Zach Conley making this known, and I am so excited about this. We have a live transaction roster change, so that daily here on the channel, as we make our daily videos, we are going to have a daily recap of the roster change transaction. So this is kind of like an open market. When the stock market opens, we go live at 8 a.m. and we kind of go and see what teams are making changes, what the graphs are showing and such. I know it's not a perfect example, but I'm very excited about this. So obviously we could already make note: 9 Lives changing their team name to Most Hated, Detox added to Empire, You've been removed from Empire, and some of these changes were obviously a little weird. I saw Verhulst was removed from TSM. I think they were doing a lot of testing here, so probably not fully dialed in yet, but obviously as we get further on down the road, we're going to keep you guys up live to date with what's going on this page, because there's going to be a lot of content to be had out of this as well. Also wanted to mention the roster mania has begun. This was Crook, and he is saying that he's looking for one with Karma for the next split of Pro League. Obviously this is dropped in gaming. This is a big roster change, because not only did they already make a change from Stunny, but now they're going on with another change away from Orioles. Now I really thought that Orioles was probably a good fit, and I felt like they had some signs of improvement, but obviously not making land is pretty much a clear case that they're going to be a roster change for a lot of these teams. I don't think XSET will, however, but we'll just have to wait and see. Really unfortunate stuff to say the least. But Void also showing, I guess maybe it's his time. Obviously he was able to part ways with EEC, and since then EEC did get a little bit better, so it was unfortunate to see, but I do think Void has a place in the league as well. But not only that, it was Stunny who also got released from this team earlier in the season, but now he's looking for one with a Civian for the rest of the Pro League as well. or also saying that they would be able to go into the challenger circuit if it doesn't work out. So hopefully all of these teams can find their way and find their place. But nonetheless, those are some roster changes already taking place literally just 2 days after you have these regional finals complete. And obviously there's going to be much more to come after the split one playoffs are over. That's when we see massive shakeups with a lot of these rosters. Now, I think one of the bigger things to follow is what's going to happen with Vaxlon. We all know if there's a single player in this league right now, or in this game, in this scene, who deserves a spot in the league, who is very well qualified to be there, also have good results as well. I mean, honestly, this guy's been outside of the Pro League for a couple of months at this point, I think, since the whole already there roster had split up, and Vax honestly got the bad end of that stick, and he still jumped in for a Pro League scrim the other day, about 5 days ago, and got first place with it as well. So he's just all around a great guy, all around a great player, brings so much value to a team. And if there's all these roster changes taking place, you best believe Vaxlon's got a place here pretty soon. And obviously we're going to keep up to date with that as well. Also wanted to make mention the drop ship updates that seem to be in place. I'm very excited about this. I've been saying for quite some time the way that the whole dropship works, the way that Apex Esports works. You have teams that really like to call out their POI. Contest is a real thing. It's not just willy-nilly jumping out and landing there and going to fight. There's actually a way to contest. You land at a POI a certain way based on a contest. So much science goes behind a contest, and it looks like that there were many concepts out there a couple of months ago, years ago, and we had 4 dropship concepts, we have 2 dropship concepts, and it looked like EA and Apex had actually made a statement that they were looking at doing something. We didn't know exactly what it was. Well, then we saw that this was in custom matches, and there's actually new modes, it seems, where you can actually have spawn selection, you know, on Storm Point, spawn selection on World's Edge, spawn selection in the air, spawn selection with Jumpmaster. So many different ways to do this. And then we saw Pro League coach Dutch come out here and show what it looks like. And it's basically like getting rezzed. It's like getting revived on a mobile respawn beacon, and then you jump out of this dropship, and instead of falling, you start to skydive. So maybe you can actually pick the POI or select the POI that you want to drop at, and then you just drop straight down with the skydive. And I know it's going to bring a little bit, you know, close that gap, I guess, for the skill gap when it comes to being a jump master and actually how to fly and be a good jump master. But I do think overall that this will probably help ranked more than anything. Just people split apart, people just get better at splitting the map up a little bit. Maybe you limit each POI to only 2 players or 2 teams or something. I don't know what their plans are for this, but it does look like they're doing something, and this makes total sense to me because, you know, Apex is already an untraditional battle royale. It's more of a game. It's more of a sport. It's not really looked at this crazy big survival thing. You know, you're going to lose your family if you die or anything like that. It's a sport. It's a game. There's investors. There's spectators that watch the games. So to have a system like this where you choose and select, it makes total sense for the whole lore of the game. And I do think that maybe esports could benefit in this as well. Also want to mention, just as we wrap the video up, Oversight has made some big announcements. Not only are they putting up $20,000 worth of scrimmages, they're also, you have EXO involved in that as well, another $20,000, but $10,000 in a prize pool for a women's series as well. It's not over yet. We would like to introduce to you the Oversight Women's Series to give players and fans the ALGS experience. We're going to be mimicking their format down to the regional finals, and the best thing about this, it's planned to run all year long. So a lot more content to go over with not just the ALGS, but now you have an ALGS-like series for women specifically. So love what Oversight's doing. So much content is coming out just because of their investment. So much content is coming out from EXO's investment. So much content is coming out from, honestly, even the ALGS at this point. I like the way that this is going. I know people are always worried about the game and such, but I do think there's a lot of good things going on here. And we have the Nessie Cup as well. A little bit less serious of a tournament. Obviously, people want to win money, but it's not necessarily battle royale and gun skill. There's a lot of hide and seek and stuff, and abilities only, and boxing and punching, all this stuff. Really love the way that, you know, we're getting more prize pools. And we saw that there was a leaked in-game mode called a cup. What if we get to this stuff being in-game? I really would love to see it, just like the old Fortnite days. Maybe Apex can do it a little bit better. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you guys want to stay up to date with all things in the world of Apex Legends Esports. And until the next time, we'll see you all later, Gators.